One night, I woke up to look at my girlfriend's wedding photos and accidentally saw several text messages she sent to her first love. Ethan, I tried on my wedding dress today. It's been 7 years, and I still can't let go of you. How I wish it were you marrying me. Tomorrow would be my wedding to Selena, and I was too excited to sleep that night. My mind kept going through the wedding processes, trying to think if there were any overlooked details. I picked up my phone to check the time. It was already late. I got out of bed, went to the balcony for a cigarette, and my stomach began to growl. I realized I hadn't eaten properly all day due to being busy with the wedding dress fitting. Since Selena was still awake, I thought she might be hungry too. So I cooked a simple bowl of noodles. Selena once said my cooking had the taste of home, and that sentence alone made me determined to marry her and build a home with her. Watching her eat the noodles ravenously filled me with happiness. I remembered how she looked in the wedding dress that afternoon. Both her real and photo selves fascinated me. The photos must have been sent to her phone. So I said, "Selena, eat slowly. Let me see the wedding photos on your phone." She handed me her phone. When I opened the album, I was still astonished by the pictures. This woman was breathtakingly beautiful. As I was about to close the album and return the phone, a text message popped up. "Wait for me. I'll be back tomorrow." I was confused, though. I don't usually pry into others' privacy, but this message was too strange. I looked up at Selena, still wolfing down the noodles. I didn't want to doubt her, but curiosity got the better of me. I clicked into the chat. There weren't many messages. At the top was a photo of Selena in her wedding dress, followed by her messages. Those words shattered my trust in her, overwhelming me with unprecedented disappointment. Selena and I had been together for 7 years since college. At our graduation dinner, she got drunk and hugged me, crying about her first love, Ethan, who had hurt her deeply. "Please don't leave me like Ethan did," she sobbed. My urge to confront her vanished at the sight of her tears. After that, she never mentioned Ethan again. I only learned about him from her best friend. They were childhood sweethearts, growing up in the same workers' compound, attending the same school, and playing together. Ethan, a year older, was like a protective brother. Their lives changed in high school when Selena's family moved away to start business. Though they still went to the same school, they saw less of each other due to busy schedules. On the eve of Ethan's college entrance exam, he pulled her to a corner of the playground at sunset and asked her to be his girlfriend. They dated for just 2 days. After the exam, Ethan disappeared. His parents' state-owned factory had closed, and he seemed to vanish without a trace, leaving only a disconnected phone number. Selena finished the noodles, unaware of my turmoil. I turned the phone toward her, showing the chat. A flicker of panic crossed her face, but she quickly composed herself. "Maxwell, let me explain," she said flatly, her tone betraying no emotion. "It's a misunderstanding. Don't overthink it," she added calmly. "We're about to get married, but you can't just read my phone without permission." Her words deepened my disappointment. Since when had she become someone who shifted blame? She was scolding me for invading her privacy, turning the tables. I couldn't help but laugh. "First, I need to clarify. This isn't what it looks like. Don't misunderstand. Second, you owe me an explanation for snooping," she continued, sounding every bit the lawyer, treating me like a defendant. I cleared the bowl, washed it, and took a deep breath. Looking into her eyes, once so captivating, now capable of lying, I said, "Let's break up, Selena." She flinched, her pupils dilating, brows furrowing. "Maxwell, is this necessary? Stop throwing a tantrum," she snapped, grabbing my hand angrily. I looked at her hand, then into her eyes. Was she angry about the breakup or about me seeing the texts? "We're about to get married, and you're doing this now, just because of a few harmless texts. What do my family and friends think? Where will my reputation go?" So, all she cared about was her pride. I pushed her hand away and sat on the sofa, numb. "I don't care about your reputation. I know you wish you were marrying him." Did she imagine Ethan waiting outside while trying on the dress? Did she picture Ethan beside her during the photo shoot? Would she wish Ethan were the one holding her hand and saying vows at the wedding? The thought made me restless. Ignoring whether she minded the smoke, I lit a cigarette on the sofa. We sat in silence until it burned out. Suddenly, her phone lit up with a message from Ethan. Are you asleep? I just landed and don't know the city well yet. Don't go. I held her shoulder as she tried to get up. Stay tonight. But Selena frowned at me. He's unfamiliar with the city. I'll help him settle in and be right back. She brushed off my hand and left. It was as if the last glimmer of hope in my heart had been shattered by her own hands. I sat on the sofa, staring at the closed door through which she'd vanished, feeling utterly numb. The apartment suddenly seemed enormous. The ashtray in front of me was full of cigarette butts, and she still hadn't returned. When sunlight spilled through the curtains, she was still gone. Then I saw her new social media post, a photo of her leaning on a man's shoulder at a barbecue stall. So this was Ethan. Even through the screen, I could feel the charm of this mature man. In contrast, I looked like a rat in a gutter after a night of despair. I knew there was no place for me here anymore. I packed my things to leave. When she returned in the afternoon, she found me with my luggage. Maxwell, what the hell are you doing? Are you done throwing fits? She snapped, her voice trembling with anger. I watched her lose control, feeling a pang of sadness. In all our years together, I'd never seen her like this. Back in our senior year, when I was granted direct admission to graduate school and carefree. No classes, no job stress. I often played sports on campus. One day, I met Selena in the badminton hall. Her youthful energy reignited something in me. I mustered the courage to ask for her number and intentionally crossed paths with her. Gradually, we grew closer, but I sensed a barrier around her heart, like a veil protecting her. Once, while playing badminton, she sprained her ankle. I carried her to a bench, rushed to the pharmacy for medicine, and returned sweating profusely. Without wiping my face, I knelt to apply the ointment. When I looked up, our eyes met. Hers were so clear and trusting. Maxwell, do you think we could try being together? She said. In that moment, my world lit up. Now, Selena's grip on my hand tightened, pulling me back to reality. The same person, but her eyes had changed. If we get married, what about Ethan? I asked. Her hand dropped, and her gaze turned hollow. Let's take a break. I'll explain about Ethan, she said. I turned to leave with my suitcase, but paused when she spoke. No need for explanations. I wish you and Ethan happiness, I said, walking out without looking back. I decided to take a break. After years of climbing from Maxwell to General Manager Maxwell, I'd never truly rested. Back at my family home, lying on the bed, relaxed, I was pondering my next move when an unknown number called. Hello, is this Maxwell? A magnetic male voice asked, vaguely familiar. Who's this? I replied politely. Ethan, I believe you've heard the name. I recognized it as the voice from Selena's phone yesterday. I don't think we have anything to talk about. We're strangers, I said coolly. Meet me tomorrow afternoon at the cafe downstairs from Selena's apartment. Let's discuss her, he said before hanging up, not giving me time to refuse. My first thought was that he was trying to intimidate me. Though reluctant, I reasoned there was no harm in meeting now that we were broken up. The next day, I arrived as agreed. It's not surprising Selena chose you. You resemble me in so many ways, he said. Though his presence was intimidating, years of professional experience had taught me not to show weakness. Resemblance? Don't flatter yourself. You're just a memory to her. I shot back, refusing to tolerate his condescension. He'd ordered a hand-brewed coffee, its aroma filling the air. The steam fogged my view of him, making it harder to read his intentions. Was he here to gloat or drive me away for good? I'd have to wait and see. You know, Selena has always loved me, he said, sipping his coffee and staring me down. Actually, I didn't. Your name never came up when we were together, I replied. His face flushed with disbelief and anger. Whether you're saving face or not, I'm sure she loves me. Leave before you embarrass yourself, he sneered, raising an eyebrow provocatively. Thanks for protecting her all these years, my shadow. Your mission is over. Quitting now is best for all of us. His arrogance pushed me to the edge. Listen here. You're just a forgotten memory to her. Who do you think you're to talk to me like this? I snapped, standing to leave. Maxwell, are you still at it? First yesterday, now confronting Ethan. Selena's voice cut in. I felt a headache coming. It's okay, Selena, Ethan said smoothly. He's just upset. I understand. Any man would feel insecure in his position. I realized he was twisting the truth in front of her, confirming my suspicion. He wanted me out of the picture. How calculating. Maxwell, he's just my childhood friend. Stop being hostile. We're getting married. Can't you drop this? She pleaded. Selena's voice rang in my ears again, and my headache worsened. Since when had this woman, renowned for her logical precision, failed to grasp the obvious? I remembered her in college debates, so confident and articulate. Now I was like her defeated opponent, speechless. I looked up at her, realizing the rose-tinted glasses of our university days had been too thick. Without them, she was now just a black and white figure in my vision. I stayed silent, grabbed my things, and walked out. Back at my apartment, I recalled the struggles of buying this place. In my vibrant youth, I've been battered by reality again and again. When I earned my first substantial income, I purchased this home, the starting point of my success and my haven. I remembered how excited Selena had been when I showed her the property deed. We'd held a housewarming party just for two, and it had been perfect. Now I felt like a rat scurrying back here, chased away. It's just a woman, I comforted myself. Yes, a woman who'd spent 7 years with me, the most precious 7 years of my life. Was I sad? Sure, but more than that, I felt loss. I'd imagined our future together, never expecting it to end in betrayal. I needed to pull myself together. For days, I played video games nonstop, a lifestyle I'd never allowed before. Living on takeout and gaming around the clock, it was the happiest I'd been since senior year. But soon, my body began to suffer. I gained weight, my hair grew unkempt, and I looked like a stranger in the mirror. Who was this savage in my home? I thought I couldn't wallow anymore. I reached out to old friends, reunited with my sports buddies, and started exercising. I got a haircut, shaved, ditched takeout for home-cooked meals, and focused on fitness. No more hiding in my room like a prisoner. Months after the breakup, my life was back on track. Between work and exercise, every day was structured. It seemed I lived better without Selena. Maxwell, you have to come play today, my badminton buddy nagged. I canceled several times, but today's work ended early, so I agreed. Wow, when did you secretly train? You're better than in college, Nathaniel, my college friend and teammate, exclaimed. Look at how fat you've gotten, I teased. What can I say? Life's tough. Not all of us are big bosses like you. I laughed, put down my racket, and turned to grab a water bottle. Maxwell, isn't that our college classmate? Nathaniel tapped me, gesturing to the next court. I looked over, a woman wearing a sports cap, a pink compression top, and black shorts. Her toned physique screamed, daily exerciser. When she turned and our eyes met, Maxwell, what are you doing here? It was Clara, my college classmate and former badminton doubles partner. The last time we played together was the junior year university badminton tournament. After I started dating Selena, I'd avoided close contact with other women, so Clara and I had drifted apart. Just got here. Want to play a match? Let's see if your skills have rusted. I smiled, genuinely happy to see an old friend. Sure, but I've been training. Don't cry when I crush you. Clara shot back. After a few games, I was thoroughly defeated. Her court movement was sharper than ever. Her smash was too fast for me to return. My legs felt lean, and I stood rooted as the shuttlecock zoomed past. Mercy, I give up, I surrendered. What happened, Captain Maxwell? You've gone soft. She crossed the net and handed me a sports drink I'd loved in college. Captain Maxwell feels like a lifetime ago, I said bitterly. I'd once been our college badminton team captain, but I'd neglected training after falling for Selena, leaving Clara to take over. Yeah, thanks for dumping all the training on me, she teased. I winced and apologized. Okay, my bad. Let me treat you to dinner as an apology. Waiting for that. Heard you're hot shot now. I'm going to bleed you dry. She grinned, her eyes brighter than in college. Clara chose a restaurant near our university, a spot where I'd often taken the team. The owner recognized me and whispered, New girlfriend? No, just a college classmate, I said, embarrassed. Clara's face flushed, whether from the heat or the comment. We ordered and sat in a corner, awkwardly silent until I broke the ice. What have you been up to? Not much. Got a stable job after graduation, same as now. Lucky I don't work overtime. so I can still play badminton. Unlike you, Mr. CEO, too busy making money to swing a racket. I smiled bitterly. I'd once worked relentlessly to spare Selena from hardship. Now financially secure, but without her, the irony wasn't lost on me. It's just life, I said with a sigh. Where's your girlfriend? Didn't she play badminton too? We broke up recently. It wasn't a good fit. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. Clara apologized with a wave. What about you? Dating anyone? I asked. Nope. My parents are pushing me to blind dates, but no one catches my eye. You're too picky. Good men are rare these days. Better hurry, I teased. Just then, our food arrived. Clara didn't reply. Too busy stuffing her face. Still as good as ever, she mumbled with a mouthful. Captain Maxwell is a good man, you know. Want to get a try? She blurted suddenly. I froze, thinking she was joking. Just kidding, she said, going back to her food. I laughed it off, not taking her seriously. I looked around the restaurant. The decor hadn't changed. I remembered where the team used to sit, where Selena and I had sat. So much time had passed, yet everything felt the same, but different. And then, of all people, Selena walked in with Ethan. Luckily, we were in a corner, and they didn't see us at first. I tried to pay the bill and leave quietly, but Ethan's voice stopped me. Selena, you said this was your favorite restaurant. It's just a cheap food stall. This is my favorite. Maxwell, what are you doing here? Selena spotted us. Since when do you care where I eat? I said coldly. Maxwell, watch your tone with her. Ethan interjected. Unbelievable. We're not even broken up, and you're already cheating with this. Selena pointed at Clara. Selena, get your facts straight. We broke up the day you ran to Ethan, and she's not a... I snapped, shocked by her irrationality. Come on, Maxwell. Just admit you cheated. Ethan sneered. Who do you think you are? Can't stand someone who talks trash, but can't back it up. You're disgusting, Clara shot back. Ethan's face fell, but he stayed silent. Let's go, Maxwell, Clara said, pulling my hand as we left. We walked in silence for a while until I broke it. Ethan's her childhood friend. They grew up together. I told Clara the whole story of our breakup. She listened quietly as we reached the riverfront where the late autumn wind bit at my collar. After a long pause, she asked, what if she really has nothing with him now? Would you regret it? I thought back to walks here with Selena. She'd always had cold hands, and I'd tuck them into my pockets, holding them tight. We'd huddle together for warmth by the river. But now someone else kept her warm. No, the moment she chose to go to Ethan, our relationship was over, I said, lighting a cigarette in the wind. After the breakup, I realized I'd given up so much for her. It wasn't worth it. Yeah, you stopped playing badminton with me once you had a girlfriend, Clara teased. We've been unstoppable as doubles partners in college, communicating with just a glance. Exactly. I want to be free again. Great. Then you'd better not flake on our next match. She smiled brightly, her eyes crinkling. I couldn't say no. Anytime you're free, I'm there. She looked thrilled like she'd achieved a goal. For the first time in ages, I felt hopeful. Thanks, I murmured. Every week after that, Clara and I played badminton. It became a routine, and our teamwork grew sharper like we'd gone back to college. I barely thought about Selena and Ethan anymore, though occasionally the office security would hand me gifts, desserts, or a coffee I liked. I knew who sent them and always gave them to colleagues. One Friday, Clara waited for me downstairs. As I drove out, I saw her arguing with someone. I rushed over, sent Clara to the car, and turned to Selena. Please leave me alone. I have a new life, I said calmly. Maxwell, don't do this. It's not what you think with him, she sniffled. I almost laughed at her act. I'm used to having you around. My life feels empty without you. You're family to me. Let's get back together, she pleaded. Once I might have fallen for it, but not now. I pulled up a photo on my phone and showed it to her. Selena, half dressed in a hotel bed, skin bare. Think I believe you two didn't sleep together? Don't ever come near me again. You make me sick. I left those words and turned back to the car. In the rearview mirror, I saw Selena collapse to the ground, sobbing into her hands. More than half a year passed, and it had been over a year since my breakup with Selena. I hadn't heard from her in ages, and that was fine by me. One day, after a badminton game with Clara, We were walking when I spotted a familiar figure, Ethan. Clara saw him too and said she'd go by water. I watched her walk away, struck by how kind she was. Ethan turned and saw me. He looked nothing like the polished man I'd met before. Gaunt, sunken-eyed, with a thick beard and wrinkled clothes. He offered me a cheap cigarette. "Talk," he croaked. I took the cigarette. "Selena's gone abroad. Did you know?" His voice was hoarse, wrecked by years of smoking. "No, I haven't heard from her," I said. "Why does she do this to me? I was the one she loved." "Why?" He looked unhinged, but I had no clue what had happened between them. "Calm down. What's going on? Remember the day she went to your office? We had a huge fight. I've never seen her look at me like that. I always thought she loved me. Why else would she have slept with me when I first came back?" "Stop. Get to the point, or I'm leaving," I snapped, irritated. She came back silent. We stayed silent with each other. The next day, she was gone. No trace. I panicked. She blocked me on everything. Poof. Gone. Then a few weeks ago, she texted me she's married. How? She loved me. Why marry some other guy? He hunched over, hair falling over his hollow eyes, utterly defeated. I turned and walked away. Those who break others' hearts don't deserve sympathy. In autumn, Clara and I finally married in a beautiful ceremony. When she walked down the aisle in her dress, all eyes were on her. I stared breathless as we kissed. I knew she was mine forever. We drank so much that night. I don't remember getting home. The next morning, she made breakfast and tea, wearing an apron. This was the warmth of family, the true meaning of marriage. I deserved this happiness. Later, I learned she'd loved me since college, but never dared to say anything. It started when I comforted her after a lost match instead of blaming her. She admired how hard I trained despite being the best, like a role model. But then I met Selena, so she kept her distance, secretly following my life through Nathaniel. Our reunion at the badminton court was her plan all along. "You were my idol in college," she said. "Every step I took was to catch up to you, to be closer. You turned my inferiority into confidence, my weakness into strength. You lit up my youth. Now my dreams come true. My career thrived, and Clara got pregnant. Life was perfect. Then one day, an unknown number called. I almost ignored it, but answered. "Maxwell, how are you?" It was Selena, her voice frail. "Great. Business is good. My wife's pregnant. Parents are healthy. Good. I was wondering, could I see you?" "Why? What role would I play? My wife might get upset." "I'd rather not. I have AIDS. The doctor says I don't have long." I froze. I never expected this. "Please, Maxwell, I need to see you." I was wrong. If I hadn't gone to Ethan that day, well, we have. "Stop. No. What ifs? I wish I'd never met you at that badminton court." "Maxwell, I really want to see you." Her sobs grated on me. "Selena, you only regret it now. Did you think about this when you were cheating? If you'd cared about me, you wouldn't be here. It's not that I won't see you. It's my wife. I have to prioritize her, especially now that she's pregnant. I have to go." I hung up, mixed emotions churning. Karma. Destiny's cruel joke. In the end, I never visited her, not even sent a message. Clara gave birth to a daughter. I was overjoyed. I'd always wanted a girl. When a nurse handed her to me, I trembled, scared to mess up. Being a dad was thrilling and terrifying all at once. In the hospital room, Clara looked exhausted. I leaned close and whispered, "Thank you, my love."